Hello, welcome. I'm about to go out and I thought I'll get ready with you. Just finished working out, did my skincare, have my Caudalie Vino Perfect Radiant Serum, and that is all I have on. Right now my hair is up. I plan on using the Viseart Violette Vespertine palette. This was sent to me in PR by Viseart last year, and I've worn it a few times. I think I have 3 looks that I actually took a picture of to attach to a video of this palette eventually, but just never got around to it. But I've worn it more than 3 times since I've gotten it. And today, going to a pottery class, and I thought, I think I'm going to do something simple with this, or something simple today, my eye look. So this will be the intro for this palette, and I don't know what else I'm going to apply, but I'm starting off with the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sunrise Plus Probiotics SPF 50 PA++++, 4 pluses. Have it here, but I feel so good today. I really feel physically, mentally, just overall, I feel great. I should have applied my sunscreen before putting on these jewelries. I have my usual jewelries that I have on. This is a safety pin on both, and that's from Ana Luisa. And then these 2, Ana Luisa. I have my second piercing just open, nothing on. This is ready-made jewelry, and this is Ana Luisa. So that's what I have on. Sunscreen on, and then before I leave, I'll apply sunscreen to my arms and hands. This is one of my favorite sun protection. It doesn't leave my skin greasy or oily. It sinks into my skin. I have oily combination skin, and I love how it feels on my skin. So that is that. Do I want to do my eyes first? My eye look? Sometimes I do my base first, sometimes I do my eye look first. Let's do eye look. So again, thank you to Viseart for sending me this. They sent me this and the Cashmere Charmeuse palette. That one I've used multiple times as well. I have a video on that one. I'll link it in the cards here or here somewhere, or in the description box, but it will be in the cards. That's easier for me to link. And I wasn't planning on purchasing this one. When they initially revealed the 2 palettes, I was much more attracted to the Cashmere Charmeuse palette, but so grateful that they sent both to me, because I am pleasantly surprised by this one, and I'm grateful that I have this one as well. Using Hindash Color Fluid in Carve, I had to take out the stopper. There's a lot used up, so I've been just using it like this if you hear the crackling, I am burning the Fantasy Cosmetica, one of the candles, and it has crackling wood wick. The one that I have here is the Secluded Nook. You can hear it, but that's what I have. This color fluid, it's, I think because I took out the stopper, and of course just the length of time I've had it, the consistency now is drier than it was initially when I purchased it, which I think it's expected with continuous exposure to air going in and out of the tube, but it still performs well. I was using the Divina Prolusion primer for a while. That one doesn't work as well for my oily lids as this product, the color fluid. So I was using that a lot for a while because I had it and I didn't want to use the sub. Now I'm taking a break from the Divina one and I'm using this one. Let's see. I didn't bring all my brushes here. I'll just wipe them. I may combine these two shimmers for the look. So, but I think I'll stick with these shades up here for now. So, go into that one. And this palette has the same high quality Viseart formula that if you've used Viseart mattes and shimmers, I feel like they're known for their mattes. I enjoy their mattes and their shimmer, but their mattes, when I think of Viseart, I think of their mattes. But this palette does have the same well-loved quality known to Viseart. Then I'm going to use this one. I want something light, nothing flashy. I do still enjoy my colors, my vibrant colors, my shifty shades, but perhaps 80% of the time, 80–90% of the time, I want natural to me eye look. So that's what we have so far. Do I have my everyday makeup basket is a mess and I need to clean it up. Using Specula, Divina Specula eye base. It's their equivalent to a sticky base, eyeshadow sticky base. Just going to apply it lightly. These shades, the shimmers, I don't need a sticky base to apply it. Some of them, especially these two, are vibrant, especially for Viseart, but I want the shades to stay Which shades did I decide again? I think these two. I want the shades to stay where I put them. So, and I rarely have fallout with Viseart formula, Viseart shimmers. This is beautiful. When I'm speaking for myself, when I have so many different formulas in my beauty capsule, and I get into using one kind and I'm into that kind for a while, I forget about the other ones. They're not performance, but how good they look when you apply them. That when I eventually go back, I'm gonna apply this one. When I eventually go back and use them, I always think to myself, why did I ever stop or take a break, unintentional break from these shadows, whichever one they are. Yeah, this is what I need. This is what I need right now for today. This is beautiful, effortless, natural, elegant. I think I'm going to apply a little bit of this one. Center, just for a little glimmer of light. Me likey. I love it. I always forget to do my lower lash line, but I like doing it if I can after my base. But this time, so I don't forget, I'm using this shade a wee bit. It's in the outer corner. It's not that significant, but I noticed the difference between the two eyes. So the outer third, and sometimes I bring it up to connect it. Nothing fancy. I have also been in the mood to shop. The last 3 months, 2-3 months, I haven't had an interest in buying makeup because I was feeling overwhelmed by the amount I already have. I have since decluttered some that didn't work for me, returned or passed on to other people. I've had a few foundations go bad, and I don't like that. I just don't want to be wasteful with my makeup. I want to get to use them before they go bad, or use a substantial amount so I don't feel so bad when they go bad, like I'm wasting money. So, and that is one of the reasons I'm trying to be mindful about purchasing cream or liquid products. Let's see, The liner is my usual Tarte's liner, and then I'm using the Victoria Beckham Beauty Future Lash Smudge Free Lifting Mascara. I've had this in my backup drawer for almost a year, over a year, and now it's its turn to be opened. I have a lot of backup mascara. I should not be purchasing mascara this year. I think I have two that are on their way out, and this is the one I just freshly opened. And then I think I have 2 or 3 that have not been opened. I didn't purchase anything during the month of February, and I hope to record my February beauty capsule edit soon. But end of February, beginning of March, I felt like shopping, and I have shopped. I haven't used this mascara since I haven't used it in a long time. This is my second or third tube of it since its release, and the mascaras I've been using have a different type of brush or wand to them, and this one is smaller, so it's taking me a while to get used to it again. But that's it for the eyes for right now. Lovely, I like it. So wipe my hands here. My sunscreen, set it for a bit. I will use, do I want to use this? I was trying to think if I want to use my Universal Blurring Balm Powder Universal, or, sorry for the noise, my clutter. I think I'm going to use this Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. I got this in a set a long time ago. It's a nice primer. It's not my favorite. I can do without it, but I want to use it up because I prefer the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder in Universal over this one. So, but I want to use this I have a video idea in mind. I may record today. What time is it? Maybe I'll record later today. It's a nice primer. It doesn't feel silicone. It feels like a lotion, a light lotion, and it does not feel drying. It feels like it's sunk into my skin, and I don't feel like I have something on my skin, so I like that. So it's lightweight. What's next? Auric Gold Lost in Goldstone. This. Do I want this? No. I'll be right back. I don't have my Vanessa Myricks Groundwork palette. 1 second. Vanessa Myricks Groundworks palette. I'm going to use Core. I've noticed I don't see it on camera, but I see it in person, like a triangle right here. I have shadowing darkness that I've noticed lately. I guess increased darkness. I didn't notice it like this before. But I'm getting older. Especially when I wake up and I see myself, I'm like, it's darker than usual, right there. So this is much needed. I'm using the shade Core here as a color corrector. I saw the new Groundwork palette. It looks like berry blush shades. Now I'm going to apply the Auric Glow Lust on top. I saw the new palette. It's beautiful. But I want just the bottom shades. I don't want the top shades. Just like here, I feel like I use these bottom shades more than the top shades. I have used the top shades, but I need a buddy that wants just the top shades, where we purchase and then we exchange shades. They have all the top shades and I have all the bottom shades. The Groundwork palettes are great for makeup artists, but for individual use, at least for me, it seems too much. Even though I'm enjoying the one I have, I still feel like there are shades I know I'm going to use up before perhaps this goes bad. I have tried the top shades here as a lid primer. I'm still working on it. We'll see. So that is it for that part. I'm gonna use Core. I don't think I'll apply much for my base, like foundation, or I'll just apply powder, bronzer, blush. I just don't feel like applying a base for that purpose of foundation or medium full coverage. We'll just stick with this. Once I apply powder, I think everything will just normalize a bit. For my bronzer, I'm going to use the Phytosurgeon's Spectral Sunlight Cream Bronzer in shade 10, Rosy Horizon. This, lately, how I've been using it, when I try to pick up the product, it's really stiff. And I don't want that tug on my skin. So, see this candle? I just hover it on top of it and then pick up some. So much better. And because of that, I don't think I'm doing it again, so that I don't know if I'll repurchase this bronzer after I use it up. I just don't want that. It just takes effort for me to use it. So I just hovered it over the candle, and then see, it's beautiful. Look at it. You know, maybe I should have used shade 9. This seems deeper for what I want right now, but it blends out beautifully. I'm trying not to tug on my skin, more stamping. That's what I'm doing. Look at it. It's beautiful, but the effort to get it here, no. So that's this side, and this side without it. And I don't want, I can build it up too. It's beautiful. But I want light and effortless look. Because of how deep it is. I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I bring my bronzer too close and it casts a shadow where it doesn't look natural, it looks unnatural. But I know I can also apply my highlighter or my under eye shade, like the Auric Glow Loss or concealer, to balance it out. But I think this is it. I'm just doing this because I'm doing this and people do it. I don't do it all the time, as in that. Talking about concealer, I'm going to use the By Terry powder. Talking about concealer, I have many concealers that I think will be going away. They'll be decluttered. I'll be giving them to my sisters, but I have noticed, I think previous videos in the past, sometime last year, how I've noticed increased dryness, under eye dryness. Concealers, at least the ones I've been using, are not for me. Are not for my under eye area. Even the hydrating ones I used to use, like my Kosas, which I've since decluttered because it went bad. It went off. When I apply it, it looks great at first, but within 5 minutes, I notice it looks different. It's, my under eye is scaly, it looks parched, dehydrated. And that's why right now my go-to have been the Auric Glow Lost. And I thought, since the Auric Glow Lost has been working and I like what it looks like under my eyes, perhaps mixing it with my concealers just to get a use out of them. And I did that with my Ami Collet concealer a few days ago. My under eyes looked like fissures. I was looking at myself. I was like, why does it look patchy and just scaly and dry, especially here? And then I looked closely. The dry spots, the concealer clung onto spots, and it could be also it didn't mix well with the Auric Glow Lost, but I gave up on that. I applied more Auric Glow Lost on top, and they helped a little bit. Yeah, this looks good. I like this better, the applying either the Danessa Myricks shade, then Auric Glow Loss on top, or just the Auric Glow Loss for that hydration, illumination, healthy, youthful glow to my under eye area. That is it. Maybe I want to apply a powder bronzer on top, and the one I just brought this basket and whatever. The only thing I planned was the Viseart palette to wear, but whatever is in here is what I'm going to wear. Fenty Coconutty, just slightly on top. I'm going to wear, it's 40 degrees, raining. I'm going to wear a jacket on top of all this. Do I want highlighter? No, no highlighter. House Labs, Dragon Fruit Days. They have their new blushes coming out. I want the Fire Moon. I want to try the Fire Moon. I think the two new shades are beautiful, but I think I'll just stick with Fire Moon. I'll try that one first, and then we'll decide if I want the second new shade. Something pomade, maybe? I don't remember. I only remember the name of the one I want. That's a lot on the forehead. I love the cool tone of this blush. I feel like it just wakes my face up. Lip product. I'm going to apply the e.l.f. lip oil lightly. And then spread it out with my finger. Lightly. So I have that layer. Then I'm going to use my Hindash Manifesto lipstick in Rest in Roses. Just a light layer. For a tint, I'm gonna apply some more. Just in the middle. Brows. I'm almost out of this one. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Hold Brow Gel. I'll just apply this first and then see if I want to fill them in with the look that I'm going for. I think I applied a lot. I applied a lot on this one. I think I'll leave it like this. Light. I won't fill them in. Anything else? Inner corner. Just going to go into the shade shiny. These two shades are they're the sparkliest of them all in this palette. I like how it all turned out. Yeah. I'm probably gonna put my hair down before I go. Half up, half down maybe. Or maybe I would just leave it like this. Yeah. I'm going to attach the other looks that I have worn and remembered to take a picture of from this palette. That is it. That's the look. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And while you're here, if you have not subscribed, I would love for you to consider subscribing. Thank you all for being here.